and welcome to the Sidders Knits video podcast. I'm Sydney.
And I am Arlene. And that was Bonsai.
I know. Normally she doesn't bark, but she's wishing she could be part of the podcast too.
You can tell in the background we're podcasting, we're recording here from a different place. So
yes, this is my house and these are my dead plants. That one is definitely dead. This one might still be going. Yeah, but a lot of them are dying.
When I was here last time, I was telling you I watered the plants, and I thought, I wonder if she's getting rid of them. So should I take some to nurture? But
I know I need to start. There's like a dead one over there.
Oh no,
They've all been dying. So
sorry.
Today is August. Is it 22nd?
22nd.
Okay, so today's August 22nd. We are gonna, or I kind of did a new intro and stuff, so I'm excited to kind of put a little bit more effort into editing the podcast. And so hopefully this one will go, or just have a little bit more better stuff.
Flow. How about flow
better
to
flow.
It? Yeah. Updated. She updated it. I didn't do anything, but it's really cute. The itch was really cute. So I'm excited to have it on here.
Yeah. Because that's what I got, kind of the itch to like revamp it. I was like, okay, let's get a little more. So hopefully I'll be able to figure out like inserting stuff into it too, a little bit more. I was watching YouTube videos on how to edit.
Do you use what do you use to edit your software?
I use the iMovie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know how to do that, but I do it on my phone, but I think I used to do it on my computer. Yeah. No, I didn't because you have to have a Mac. So anyway, I did it on my iPad. That's what I did it on.
I remember that. You would record and then edit on your iPad.
So we can see. I can help you. Maybe. I know how to edit. It's easy though. I know how to insert and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Did you see my shirt?
It's so cute.
It's probably backwards. You probably can't read it, but it's when you made for me. Was it like for my birthday or something?
It was birthday or Christmas. And look, it's starting to fall off.
I know. I knit, but my favorite hobby is
collecting yarn. So they make that, like, I think it's called indelible ink or the fusion ink. And I really want to try that. I want to try that on the Cricut, but one more hobby to do. But I don't know.
I watched a video about that one time and I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, I want to try it. And it doesn't do that because it's into the fabric.
Yeah, the bottom is kind of coming up.
Darn it.
Yeah, but I know I was getting dressed. I was like, oh, wear my knitting shirt.
I don't wear something colorful. So, because, it's like a Zoom meeting. So I'm totally in my, the bottom's like sweats. And
I've got like joggers on.
Yeah. That's okay. Because we have our makeup and our, nice shirts on.
I got done doing my hair. She's like texted, I'm on my way. Like, hurry,
perfect timing.
Yeah. All right. So what
have you been working on? Stitches started? Did we do that first?
We start with the finished. What do we call the finished ones?
I don't know. And my phone is charging, so I have it on my phone. Anyway, what have you finished?
I have something? Actually, yes, but I had to already give them away. So I'll talk about them. I'll insert pictures because I purposely took pictures and like a little video holding them. So I'll insert that. Okay. But I finished the socks. So I believe I showed them that I had started them with this unique sock yarn. So they ended up like the rainbow. So I used up like almost the entire one to make the two shorty socks. Yeah. So actually it was a pretty decent amount of yarn in one of these because I made them a little bit bigger. So I made them, I wear like a size 8.5, and I made them a little bit bigger than my feet and a little bit looser. Like I did, I think I used a 1.5 and I did 64 stitches on a 1.5 needle. So it's a little bit looser. Cause like for my foot, it's a little loose, but I thought, it would fit. And they actually fit her really well, the lady I made them for.
Oh, good.
So I did finish them. So I had done like one sock, and then it was last Monday or the Monday before was the last day of my internship. And I was like, I've still got a whole sock to do. Like I had done like 3 rows of the ribbing. I was like, can I do it? And they're shorties, so they're a little less, but I finished that other sock on Saturday. So I did like the entire sock in one day. And if you follow along, you know how often I knit. I don't get stuff done.
So you finished that.
Yeah, and part of it is I don't knit that much because it'll hurt my arm. And so my arm even now is like, Sydney, why'd you finish a whole sock in a day? But I did it.
That's a lot. Because it's a lot. And it's the small stitches. So I've known, like I used to be able to do it better than now. I don't, not so much complain about it. I was looking to see what how much. So it's 220 yards. So you're getting, so that's good.
But it was just nice that it did.
And I think with that particular, like in the box, are they two skeins exactly the same? Because that way it's meant to make two striped socks exactly the same.
And it was actually kind of cool. So it goes in the like Roy G. Biv, you know, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and yellow.
Because sometimes, you know, when you get like hand dyed and they're striped or whatever, you don't know necessarily. You start at the toe on one, you may not, you know, land up on red, right? You may not land up on red on the second sock. So.
And I was with this actually in one of those, so in the half, it goes through the pattern twice, and it worked out perfect where it was the exact same on both socks. I didn't care if they were going to be the same, but it was.
Yeah.
So that was cool, which you hopefully you can see that in the picture.
That's good.
So that was one thing I finished, and then the other thing, which I'm like crazy, but it was a couple dishcloths. So there were 3 other people at my internship. So it was the director, and then there are 3 people that work there. And so I made a dishcloth for all 3, like one for each of them. One of them I used just a peaches and cream, peaches and cream yarn. And then the other one I used a yarn that I bought when I went on a trip to Fort Bragg. So we went to Fort Bragg.
Was there a yarn
There's a yarn
store?
store. Yeah. I think it was called Mendocino Yarn Store.
Fun.
I'll write it down below if I got it wrong. But it's in Fort Bragg, and I actually went there last year when we did a trip there. And it's just a cute little yarn store. And then this year I went back and I got the cotton. So I got this cotton yarn. It was a little bit like nicer, you know, like I think it's great to use like the peaches and cream. It's just a good
What do you remember
yarn.
The brand of it?
No, but I have a picture of it.
Okay,
so it'll
good.
be on here. I took a cute picture up on the house we were at. There's like a balcony and I was knitting up there.
How fun.
So I like held the 2 things for a picture. So because again, I was like, we're reading into the podcast. I needed to be a little bit more.
I know. I took pictures when we went to the coast, and I had the pictures of the shawl laying on the driftwood or the log with, you know, it's so funny. It's almost like you want to take your work that you're working on, but then you want to take your finished projects too, so you can go do your photo shoots.
Like if I had a sweater, I'd totally just bring it for pictures. You know, like, oh, look at my sweater. Some cute
I'm on the
pictures.
beach.
Well, like the one which they didn't turn out great because we were hiking, but I did pictures like out when we were snowshoeing, which would have been great, but it was like we were snowshoeing. So I like had my hair and like a ponytail up here, and I'm like, my sweater, which is cool background, but like, you know, you kind of like, I was like, oh, my hair was all done, but I'm not going to do my hair to go snowshoeing.
Right.
And it was at the end too, so it was probably all sweaty. And, like,
no, it looked good. I think they look good. That was that striped, that stripey sweater, right?
Yeah. But
that's fun.
And so then anyway, so at the yarn store I bought this cotton, and then I bought the needles because I guess they're made locally. So it's actually a company that sells nationwide, but they're made at the Brittany Needles, but they're made there in in that area. So the wood that they use and stuff. So I just thought that was kind of cool, even though you can get them other places. But I was like, I'm gonna buy
Of course, you have a story to tell us.
So I bought the needles and the yarn, and I made a couple dishcloths.
Oh, and dishcloths go pretty quick, so it's like
so I was able to do the dishcloths and the socks.
How fun!
Yeah,
cool. Well,
and that's everything I finished.
I'm gonna put this in finished because I did finish it, but then now I have to kind of mend it. Like I have to go back and redo, but it's kind of finished. So just so I have something to And a little story. So I brought these needles too as well, just to show you. Oh, look, we have a visitor. They're cute. So this is the fall, I believe it's called the Fall Fire Cowl, and I'll double check and get it for you, Sid. But this is made with the unique, it's the unique monochrome, and then it's also the unique, the earth monochrome, and then the earth unique fingering. So this is the, not fingering, but worsted weight. So this is the unique, oh gosh, because they're earth, they both start with the U, letter U, earth unique and worsted. So that's this particular one. This one doesn't have as much variation that I've seen others have in other colors, but I really like it. And then I also use the monochrome in this color right here. So it's kind of like a grayish black. So we are doing some samples for the store. So at a yarn store I work at. And so this is the one. So I'm gonna say I finished it and then I had to redo, and then now I'm trying to finish it. And you'll see why as soon as I hold it up. So this is the Fall Fire Cowl. And this was I've done this stranded before. I'm gonna show you the inside of it.
Do you have it? Let's pull
No,
that.
yeah,
Does
I have to be careful. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw it and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it looks like it's coming
Let me
out.
put my
There we
finger
go.
on it so I can hold on to it. I know I didn't, so I'll tell you that story too here in a minute. Oh, there's mine. So, so this is the inside of it, because I'm still new at this, and this is my learning. This was something I learned on. And so we have this wonderful person at work who takes a look at it and says, oh, try doing this. So what I did you had to knit, like it was knit on circular. So it was like knit, purl for about 5 rows. And it was so loose up here. It was like, see how loose it is? It's too loose. So I undid the last 5 rows, and this looks, I think I'll be able to block it. She said I should be fine. So there's the top of it. And then flip to this. This is actually where I began at, which is why I haven't finished it yet, because I actually have to find the stitches on here, put them back on the needle, and then I have to cut it. And I'm so afraid to cut it. So anyway, that's all I have left. That's why I said I'm gonna put this in between finished and unfinished, but do you see how bad it is? It's just too loose. I went down 2 sizes needle to get this. So,
oh wow.
I did
So
find that when I was knitting with this red, it was kind of bleeding a little bit, like on my hands. So I'm afraid, because if it's going to be a sample, I'm really afraid to block it. Yeah. So I'm gonna steam it.
Oh, okay.
She recommended steaming it if I wasn't sure. And I thought, I just don't want to do this again. But did you feel this yarn? It is so soft. It almost felt
nice,
like when I was knitting with it, reminds me of a cotton, like a cotton. Hi, want to give hugs?
She's been in her room for
she's been doing
all
really
day.
good.
And then once we start filming, it's like, oh, I'm gonna come out here.
So anyway, this was a fun knit. I also knit this on vacation. We went to the Oregon coast. It was a super quick little mini trip, but we stayed 3 nights. Yeah, we stayed 3 nights. So we were gone for a while. So anyway, it's a fast knit. And I checked my gauge. I don't know. Yeah. I did something not right on this. Too loose. But also too, it wasn't so much loose as I think I was a little too tight in carrying my colors over. Yeah. But I'm learning, so
that's a hard one. Colors, like, they can look super, like, it looks really nice, but then it's hard because sometimes they don't stretch enough. Because I tried one time doing a sock with some colors, and it was so small where I was like, nope.
I think socks are hard when you have this inside, and then if you want to actually wear them, and then you're putting your toes in there. That's what I found, and then they land up. So anyway, there's that. It's kind of so a funny story about this. I just found this. We're redoing our floors and everything we have in the house, and this was in a bag, and I thought, oh, so I have these needles. I think these are 5s, which I had to go down to. Is this because for some reason I thought I had purchased them and I couldn't find them, so I'm using these are, I don't know what this is from. It's this clear plastic. Look at that. And I think this is a Knit Picks. Is this Knit Picks?
I think this is a Knit Picks cord.
Yeah, this might be the Knitter's Pride one that you gave me in that set.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think it is actually.
Yeah.
But I have to laugh. And all along, I've had a set here because I don't know what happened to this one. So.
Yeah. Well, that was you'll see the thing that I started. I couldn't find my needles. And my cords fell out of my bag with, like, for my short or my smaller sizes. So I have to try to find those. I went through some of my stuff. I couldn't find them. So.
And that's the thing about it, and then do you store, I store mine in, my crochet hooks, I store in a little vase, a clear vase, and then my old straight knit, not old, but kind of, they're older straight knitting needles, I store in a vase as well. And then my circular, though, I have a bag, that I try to put them in. And then I just started, because I've been cleaning out my stuff, and I found like a 6x8 binder that has little pockets in it, and I'm going to put my all just my cords in there. I thought that might be good. So anyway, okay, there's that.
All right, so stitches started. I have So I love my little yarn crawl. And I just saw today or yesterday, they posted for the Sierra Nevada yarn crawl.
Did they?
The bag that they're doing. Have you seen it?
I don't know. You know, everything's in a box there.
Okay.
And
so they're doing like, is it the needle gauges or something? So they're doing those, like the circle things. And then they're doing a bag. It looks like a bigger tote bag. So like this is, you know, a little project bag. But then the year before, they had the big project bags, which it's in our intro. Because I use, you know, the little picture of us. We have our little totes.
That's right.
So I don't know if it's that big or if it's like the smaller like tote bag. It didn't look like it's that, you know, that other one is really big. But it looks like they're doing that plus the stitch markers at like each shop. So I'm super excited. I'm definitely pre-ordering it once it goes on sale. But this is last year's bag. So last year they did, it was all virtual, but they did this project bag and then like the little pin here. So this is what I have my shawl in. And so this is my Emerald Bay shawl. Yeah.
I didn't even bring
my husband said it reminded him of the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, the little curl.
Yeah.
So I had some customers have come in thinking they're doing it wrong because it's curling so much.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling them no, it will work itself out. So I mean, she said it was really she showed me a picture and she ripped it all out. Oh. So we went over it and you know, just showing her. Yeah. But I told her it's going to curl because it does curl. It does. Yeah. So I'm so sad. I don't know if I'm going to get it done in time. Like I don't know if I am either. Yeah.
This is where I'm at, and we are less than a month out. So
watch this.
I don't know if it's going to get done, but I haven't even gotten to the second color, so that's a bummer because I really wanted to get it done.
Well, you still have a little less than a month.
I do. So I mean, I could, but we'll see. Because for a while I was just doing this, and then my next stitches started.
It's so bad. I need to work on just one.
I'm at the age where like a lot of my friends are having babies. I'm done having babies, but I have a lot of friends that are just starting having babies or have, you know, like second baby, things like that. So I got invited to a baby shower that is next week. And so I started this sweater. I actually just started this yesterday. It's gonna go really fast. Like,
oh, it's a sweater?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the top.
Okay.
So, and I think I only have like a couple more increases till I divide for the sleeves because I did the small size. So it's 0 to 6 months.
Cute.
So it's gonna, and I'm already done with, it's not like super long. It's an acrylic yarn. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, it feels good.
So this is the Mountain Mist by Tin Can Knits pattern, which there's this gray color, this blue, and then it's so hard to see, kind of see it, but there's this darker teal green, and then this like heather black color. So
it's pretty.
The rest of it is gonna be this black color. And I do really like the colors together, but it's like, it doesn't quite look exactly like I thought. Like I think I would have preferred more of a blue instead of this teal color. But yeah,
I like it.
Nice.
I think it's pretty.
I went with this yarn. This is, I think it's called Brava. So it's a worsted weight, just fully acrylic yarn that I got on Knit Picks. They have a lot of colors of it too. And I got this because I just thought, well, if it's a brand new baby, like having wool or, you know, something like that, just in case if they're sensitive or anything. Right. So, and then two, this is pretty easy to care for, you know, if like I'll tell her like, you wash in the washing machine, maybe lay it flat, just go hang it up wet. But I mean, say it ended up in the dryer or something, hopefully it would be fine. So this is, my little progress keeper fell off.
Which one was it? Oh
yeah,
mine broke too. My little Gigi made it. The Gigi.
But then look, do you see this one, Mom? That's one you made.
Yeah, I was like, hey.
When we tried our Etsy store like 12 years ago.
They were fun though. See, look.
Yeah,
they
I
keep
found
on
two
going.
of them.
I love them. I still have a lot of those beads. Yeah. So.
But yeah, when I found that because I was going through my stuff yesterday trying to find some needles, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use that stitch marker.
We have Vincent could start. He wants to learn to bead.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought, well, that would be a great thing for him to do. He's good at that, you know. So
yeah, so that's this. The baby shower's next week, so this is going to be the priority this week, and then I can go back to my shawl and maybe finish it.
So good.
We shall see. Or maybe I'll like end the shawl short, you know, like finish it early, bind it off. And
you think so? It's not a really long shawl.
It's not, but you get so many more stitches. You know, each row takes a lot longer and longer and longer. So I'm just worried that I'm not gonna finish.
I know. I probably should get back to that. I did not bring mine, but good reminder that I need to
that's
get
what
one.
I have for the projects.
Well, I have a couple, so I'll show you this one first because it's the oldest. So this is called, I don't even know what it's called. This was a funny story about this
Something
one.
with a hot air balloon, right?
Yeah. But I think it was, I don't know how we got it because, okay, so they were giving it out. I can't remember the whole thing.
Oh, I remember.
It was like, was it a yarn crawl one?
It was during the yarn crawl. So it was the first yarn crawl. Okay. And this was one of the patterns at Jimmy Bean's Wool.
Yes.
Because I remember they had the picture of like a hot air balloon. Because that's one of the things they do is like each store has a pattern. And then they'll have like certain
you're talking,
yarn.
I'll get my phone because I'll get the name of it.
So it was certain yarn and then a pattern at each place. And so this one was the one that was at Jimmy Bean's Wool. Because I remember we went to that one together. We went to... Was it just Jimmy Bean's Wool that we went to together? Or did we do Yarn Refuge together?
Did Yarn Refuge
okay,
as well.
So we did those two together, and then I remember you bought this one because you were like debating on like, oh, should I get it? Should I not?
Yeah.
Like going back and forth, and then you picked up this one. It's in the middle of a row, right? It's like,
I have no idea. And what happened?
Because it's like
and it was at the time it was just like,
oh no, it's a circle. That's why it's a circle.
Is it a circle? Right? And it's easy. Yeah. Oh, maybe, and I need the stitch marker. Okay,
is it a circle? I was thinking it wasn't, but it's looking like it's a circle.
So I'll look it up and see.
Yeah, you know what? I think it is a circle. Looking at it, like I don't see an end, kind of thing.
Okay, so it's called Hot Air Balloon Scarf. It's a scarf, so I should not. Who knows what I did?
Oh, never mind. Here's here's the break.
so this was how long ago? Okay, it'll tell you. Whoops.
See it. It's really long.
Yeah. So, and who knows what I mean, it's been sitting there for at least, would you say, was that 2019 or earlier?
It's 2019, yeah.
Was it? It's only 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I could either size it super long and skinny or super long and skinny, which is long and wider. So I probably made, I don't know what I did. I don't know, we'll find out. But anyway, it's super cute. And then I lost the pattern. And I thought I'd remembered it just being typewritten on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I think
and I had it for a while. And
some of them came with like a code for Ravelry too, but I don't think
this
all
one
of them did. Yeah.
So I had it for years, cool. Like years, 2 years. I mean, and then I was going along, and then I started work there. Maybe I had it, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, it landed up being, what was it? So I lost the pattern. Long story short, I lost the pattern, and then I couldn't find it. And finally, because I work now at Jimmy Bean's, I was able to like, hey, do we have that pattern anywhere? And they found it for me. So I have it. So I'm super excited. So it's going to be on my needle, and these have been sitting here. I thought it seemed longer than a year ago.
Well, 2 years. Yeah,
2 years. Yeah. But these are the needles that I need to, put back in these are part of that set. So super excited about that one. So that was kind of like my happy find. I don't even know what else is in here.
I think it's just
and so that one time they had, this is called the hot air balloon, this yarn, I believe. And I'm thinking it's just Malintosh.
That's what I was wondering. It looked like it reminded me of that.
So there she comes. So there's that one. And then the other one that I have that I did bring is, this is like the one I'm working on that I love. I have more that I need to work on, but this one is called the Sprocket Hat. And this is made, it was kind of made to be, I'm thinking of all different kinds of things. So like where I got this idea. There's another podcast that I saw, and I can't remember who it is. I will find out, because he's the one that mentioned all these, what you can use up your mini skeins with, or fingering weight. So that's what this is meant. This hat is the sprocket hat. It is meant, it was kind of designed, I think, for using up, like if you get those mini skeins of fingering weight, like 5 different colors. So they use 5 different colors. I actually have 6 because I did buy, I love this hat.
It's so pretty.
I love the colors.
Yeah.
So the colors, the yarn I got purchased from Jada Woo Designs, and it's JADAWOO. And she's on Etsy, that's where I got her from. Actually, story about this, she is an indie dyer, and she lives, I think, in Washington, where she's from. And she made a trip, taking a trip, and like Pacific Northwest. And then she went down and she visited our store. She was telling me about what she does. And so I followed her on Instagram, and then I ended up purchasing this yarn, which is called, the colorway is Pacific Northwest, which is why I had to buy it. So see the redwood trees, the ocean, the scenery all up along there. And I just think that's so pretty. And if you can see, these are slip stitches. And they have different sizes, this hat does. So the dog is like, look at me. Do we need to knit you a sweater, Bonsai? Anyway, it's super pretty. It is fingering weight. This is actually going along quicker because I love it so much. You can get the different colors and squishy yarn. Did you feel it? I mean, it's like fingering weight, but it's the color that I love. I don't hope she's moving.
I know.
So that is that one. That's my other unfinished object that I have. Maybe that's what we're trying to do. If we don't acknowledge that. Okay. All right. There's my.
All right. So now I guess.
I brought
projects in the queue.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just have one. Oh no, actually I have 2 things. So I was at Michael's, and look how cute this is. This little bag. Oh, I still have the tag on it, but isn't that kind of cute? And it's reversible, so you could have it like either way. But it's just this cute little bag.
Look how fun. I like the way that opens, actually.
So I just picked that up. But, so I got this yarn in the same when I ordered the baby sweater yarn from Knit Picks. So it's Stroll Tweed. And this is where's the name of it? North Sea Heather color.
That's so pretty. And it's fingering weight too. Yeah.
It's so soft too. So I bought this for some socks that I want to do for my husband. Because he actually loves them. He wears them in the summer. Like I keep washing the socks, and they've got a big old hole in them. He still wears them, so I'll just leave it. But he definitely he uses them. So he's someone that I want to make socks for because he's going to use them. So I got this after being influenced by she designs patterns, and her patterns, I believe it was Twin Stitches Designs. I was looking at this before I came on to try to remember. And so she has these patterns, and she has these sock collection patterns, and she has some, and they were called Oh So Basic. So it was Oh So Basic, kind of like regular socks. And then she had an Oh So Basic men's collection where it's, I mean, you could make them for whoever, but it's just a little bit more almost reminding me socks with slacks or something like that. Just kind of a little texture, but pretty basic. And so I want to make one of those pairs of socks. I'm not sure which one. I haven't actually bought the pattern yet. With this, and this is the yarn that she used. It was the Stroll for the pattern, but some were tweed, some weren't, and it just looks so nice that I was what, I'm gonna get that and make these socks for him as well.
I'm sitting here trying to think, do we have tweed and fingering weight? And there's so many yarns that that stores carry that I don't know about, but I thought, I really like that idea.
Yeah.
So
I
like tweed. I like tweed yarn.
And this stuff I picked up. So I'm gonna have to insert a video of this in here because this is color changing in the sun.
Oh, that's yarn. The one.
Yes.
Okay.
So this one turns pink in the sun, and I bought 3 skeins of it. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I thought a sweater for my daughter would be so cute. It is size 3. I don't know if that's sport weight, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
So that was hard. It was kind of as I was in the store, Googling, support weight sweater, kids, how much yarn, you know, like how much yarn. So I think about 3 should be good. I mean, she's tall, but pretty
it looks
little,
really
so
small.
I think we'll be okay.
Like,
yeah, so it's
but the 3
cool.
is right below the 4. 4 is worsted, right?
Yeah. So I think it could be like sport or DK. So I'm gonna have to kind of compare. It seems pretty thin. So that's why I'm gonna just have to look more into it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what we're doing after we get done. I'm gonna go look.
So I bought this stuff for a sweater for her.
Oh my gosh! And now, does it like after you? Is there any certain washing instructions that they recommend, or?
I don't know.
I just
machine wash, warm, tumble dry.
Okay, so no special instructions.
No, so we'll see. It was pretty cool because after I bought it, because they had the pink and the yellow, and at first I only saw the yellow. I was like, nah, I don't want to do yellow, but the pink, I was like, oh, she'll love that.
Just think if you just stripes, pink and yellow.
Oh, that'd be that would be cool. Yeah. It's like a white sweater, and then you go in the sun and it's striped. Yeah. That's actually a cool idea. So I did, when I walked out of the store, I like pulled one out to look, and it's like changing pink. It was so cool.
I think you told me. Did you call me, or you did shortly after? You're like, oh, what a
person. Like, guess what I just got? So that's what I've cut. Well, and then I have to finish my girl sweater. So I mean, or not sweater, socks. That's also something that needs to get done. So lots of stuff coming up, but then things like projects just keep coming up that have to get done.
And you know what else too I like is that you are like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Remember there for a while? I was like,
I did nothing.
Do I call it a slump? I don't, you know, you were kind of like, I'm so busy. You were busy.
Yeah.
So your internship is it finished? I mean, you've got a lot on your plate.
I start
anyway,
the next semester tomorrow.
Yeah. Could she have these?
Yeah.
Can I open?
Yeah.
Can I open those for you?
I know how to open them.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
And I don't really have like projects in the queue. I mean, I have ideas. I actually have quite a bit, I think, on my needles. So I thought, okay.
Yeah.
But, and I do not know the brand because it did not come with a brand. This was yarn that I did not pay for. So, but it says it's silk merino, I think. So I grabbed some of it, silk wool. So, but, and it really reminds me of something that like even like totally hand spun, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that one. And I don't know, what would you call this? Like would it be a worsted?
I don't know. It is very like
it's
textured.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, I don't think I'd do a sweater with it, but maybe a hat. And then I was thinking, do I do 2 of them together to make it bulky or just one? I'm going to play with it. So, and that's what this is for. I just, so I got these 2 actually they're supposed to, 3 of them are all together. However, this one, had some breaks in it. So I don't know. It just really looks like something.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look, it looks very, I don't want to say amateur because people, that's what they do it on purpose, but it looks like it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's very rustic or, you know,
so there's a lot of variation.
Yeah. But it's, let's see if I can bring it up a little closer because you can really see the texture in it. So this one had some breaks in, so obviously I don't have as much in there, but and like you can see this one. See that? So I think it's gonna be fun. It's funny because I'm really trying to go through my stash. Yeah. And then I keep finding more yarn. Like there's always yarn that you can just go get, and I like to play with yarn so I know like that earth yarn I just got, I made it so that way people are coming into the store and they're saying, oh, you know, and I'm like, oh well, I just made this, so let me you know, take a look. So, and I was gonna say that fall fire, I had a customer come in this week and she was saying, how is it coming along? And I thought, oh gosh. So I'm going to put the picture of it up on Ravelry. So Diane, if you're watching this, I remembered that, and so I'm going to bring it in, and hopefully when next time you're in, we will have it for you to look at. So, because she's so nice. They're just, you know, like, how's it going? How's the cowl coming along? So, anyway, okay, and that's it. That's all I have.
Cool. So I guess a recipe, and I thought of one because we've both been making these. Our fridge pickles.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, I just made a new batch. Like a different recipe.
Yeah.
So
we have both. Our gardens are going. So we are doing a garden in containers. So we have everything in like 5-gallon buckets, and I mean they're producing, but their garden they have like the raised bed garden, so it's like an in-ground kind of thing, and they're producing way more. So it's definitely like, yes, our plants are doing well, but like it's crazy to see like Do you guys have 1 or 2 cucumber plants?
We have 2.
Okay.
I think just 2.
Okay.
We have at least 2.
Yeah. So I have 2 cucumber plants, and I've gotten like 5 cucumbers. They have 2 cucumber plants, and you've gotten like a ton.
A lot.
Of cucumbers.
Have I made 3? I think I made 3 quart jars, and they're all refrigerator pickles, so I didn't process in any of them. I think 4. Did I say 4 of those?
Yeah, 4.
And then 2 of the smaller ones that I sliced. So I made those 2.
Yeah.
And then today I made 3 more big jars.
Yeah.
And then another 4th jar of the different kind of pickles. So I made 4 more.
Yeah. So I've done 1. I think it's a quart jar because it's about that big. And then I have had one cucumber since that I like cut and just stuck in the same one.
Yeah. Now they're good. Have you tried them?
Yeah, they're really good. And I
They
actually
taste
made
good,
them
too.
I used them in a recipe yesterday. It was really good.
Yeah.
So we've both been making them. I used a tutorial on like a YouTube video. I just followed that it was Jill Wigner or something, I think is her name. And so she just does different like homesteading kind of videos. And so I just followed one of those, and I just made the fridge pickles. They were pretty easy.
So what was the kind of, I think it was very similar to what I got. I used there's like vinegar and some sugar, not a lot.
Yeah.
It's probably more vinegar than sugar. And then mine called for dill and coriander and garlic, I think.
Yeah, I used, so it was vinegar and water and sugar and a little salt.
water.
Yeah, like boiled, kind of like boiled together.
Till it dissolves.
Yeah.
So like that sugar
So
dissolves.
that was like the liquid. And then in there I had dill, which I got from your garden. So dill, garlic, which we also grew.
Yes.
So I used garlic that I grew. We have it like just sitting in the office-ish room. That's like our shove everything in here room. I say office, but it's just like everything. So we have it like out drying, curing or whatever. I'm hoping it lasts for a long time.
The
garlic.
Oh,
the garlic, yeah.
The garlic, okay.
So garlic, and then I did mustard seeds. It called for black pepper, but I couldn't find it at the store.
The whole ones? We have
like
some.
peppercorns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it called for that, and I was like,
Yeah.
And I didn't want to pay like a ton to get a huge
know.
thing, like I was like, whatever. And then what else did I put in there? That might have been it. I think that was about it.
Yeah, and then you just put them in there. Did you slice them or whole? Or
I like cut them into like 4.
Spears?
Like,
Yeah, me
spears.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how I like to eat them.
Yeah, they're good too.
I'll even stick them like that on a sandwich.
I like them. I know, and so there's only 2 of us in our family that like them. How about you?
Yeah, my husband prefers the sliced, like that style. And he doesn't just eat a pickle like by itself.
Puts it in something.
Yeah, my kids don't eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mostly me, so it's enough for me.
Well, and I've just been eating pickles. So they're like when I get off work and I'm hungry, right? And on my way home, I'll eat like a couple of actually those spears on my way home. And so I made, I knew I had a recipe in an old recipe book. So this recipe book, I started making recipes out of it when you were like a year old. Do you remember that old one from Battle Mountain?
Oh, yeah.
And so,
I know what you're
and it's
about.
probably, I don't know. It's probably maybe early 70s. Like it's probably a 1970s book. It's one of those like, people got together and they put their recipes in a fundraiser kind of thing. And so, anyway, I got that. And I found a recipe this morning for refrigerator pickles.
Oh,
and so I go, let me see if I have everything for it. And I had just about everything. I did improvise a little bit, but it called for sliced. Did I slice them? Yeah, I sliced the pickles, and then it called for onion and then bell pepper, which I had in my garden too. So I went and grabbed a bell pepper this morning, and then just sliced that up, sliced onion, and then the base was and then you have to take all that stuff that you've sliced, and then you pour like a whole tablespoon of salt on it. And you just let it sit for an hour, and then you drain it, and there is liquid on there. So I don't know. I followed the recipe like it says.
That's cool.
There was liquid, and I drained it, and it says slightly squeeze it, so I'm in there.
Yeah.
And then you put it in the jar, and then the liquid this is a lot. It's like 2 cups of sugar with 1 cup of vinegar.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no water in this one, and
That's a lot.
some celery seed, which I did not have. but I had some celery salt, so I added a little bit of celery salt onto the cucumber. I don't know, I thought for flavor. And then, so it's a sweet. I dipped a pickle in there and I ate it, or like a slice of the cucumber. It's a sweet. It's gonna be like probably like the sweet.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I'm like, it was yummy. Like, I know Adam, I think will like it, and so we'll see. We'll see. But that was fun.
Yeah.
And I still have more. Like we've got a bunch more growing. I thought I could probably actually can some, because my refrigerator is gonna be full, and I'm like, I'm not gonna have enough. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. Now we have the zucchini. We need zucchini recipes. But and I know I don't think they can even freeze well. They don't really.
Yeah, it's like you shred them to freeze them, but like
it just doesn't turn out the same.
I think you have to use them in like bread or something. You know, if you do that, that's like the only way to.
Yeah, and they said, or even soup or something. But I'm like, okay, my family's not gonna like zucchini soup, no matter how I cook it. Unless I
I have done like chili and added zucchini soup, like something like that. But okay, now what do we have? I thought a random recommendation and now I forgot.
Well, okay, so I have in this. I listen to weird podcasts, so if you're into like these kind of podcasts, I like this one. And this was just kind of on the fly. I just thought of that when you said it, and it's called Something Was Wrong, and so it's weird, but it's just kind of how I've only listened to the first season, but I know they have at least 3, and so the first one was about this woman who starts a relationship with a guy, and she thinks everything is really fine and really great, and it's not. And I'll leave it at that. So, and it's the whole episode of kind of, what happened. So,
is it like based on a true story? Or is it like
and it's the actual woman who went through it.
Okay.
It's her, and she's having somebody that is doing the podcast, interviewing her, interviewing friends. And, I take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, but because it's a lot one-sided, you don't hear from the other person at all. But it's interesting. It kind of like I kept wanting to listen to the next episode to see what was going to happen. So, it's different, but it's a as far as recommendation, I'm like, if you like that kind of thing, I think it's very well put together. She's edited it really well. I think the dog. I'm like waiting for her. There she goes. I'm waiting for her to kick it over. There she goes. So,
interesting.
That's my random recommendation. Totally random recommendation.
I kind of have one. So an athletic wear company that I really like, it's called Sanita Athletics. And they did this customer appreciation week, and they had like these different, they did sales each day or different things, but then they did this pasta class. So it's a guy, and he's actually in Italy. It was like, 4 o'clock here, and he's like, it's like 2 a.m. over here. And his like thing is called the Pasta Pietro.
Is it what is it on YouTube, or what did you say?
No, so it was Zoom. So Zoom. It was a live class, and so I signed up for it because I was like, hey, this sounds like fun, and like, and for this it was free. So like he does classes you have to pay for them, but like they had done it kind of as like a part of their customer appreciation thing. So it was like the first X amount of people could sign up. So I was like right away I signed up for it, and so it was super fun. It was. You get a list of the ingredients, and then you do the Zoom class, and he like goes through the whole at each step, and he's chatting. It was super fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I made this, and I can't remember the name of it, and I wouldn't be able to pronounce it either probably, but it was basically just the noodles, and then you make the sauce with it was like pepper, and then the pasta water and cheese, and that was like. But
you did it live with him.
Yeah, and then I've actually made it one time since, and it was so good. And I made them one time since just to try to remember, because you don't get the instructions. You get the recipe, and then you make it live and you do it. So then I was looking on his website, but he doesn't have any upcoming classes right now because the last ones I think were like in June. So I don't know if it's if he periodically updates it, and so that's why I was hard. It's like, well, I don't know if it's really a recommendation because there isn't you can't go sign up.
But you can check. You can go check on that.
It was just so much fun, and the pasta was so good. And like I said, I made it again like 2 weeks later, and it was just really fun and really tasty. And I believe I have a picture that I can insert of my plate of pasta. but it was just so good. I didn't realize, like, I don't want to say, oh, it was so easy, because it like, this is just one kind of, you know, like one kind of pasta, but it was like, oh, I made it and it tasted good. Like, I just always thought like, oh, I couldn't do that. And it did take forever. Like, the class was 2 hours.
Oh,
and then when I redid it another time, I think it took me about an hour and a half. So it really does take a long, like, it takes a long time, but it was fun and something that I was like, oh, if I plan on that, like, I'm gonna just, you know, like, turn on the kitchen for a couple hours, put my headphones in and just cook. But it wouldn't be something that I would do very frequently, because it just takes a long time. But it was so good.
Look,
Those
he
are the
likes
fun.
you. He's
I
on
know.
your feet.
I know.
So that was, it was the pasta Pietro.
Pasta.
Ooh, Belle.
Can you move over a little bit? There we go. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah.
It was really good. So one of these days I'll have to make pasta. It was a lot, like, and you have to roll.
Oh, you actually made the pasta.
Yeah. Like, making the pasta. That's what the class is. You learn, like, you got your eggs and the flour.
And you have to
mixing.
roll it. Because I came across your old
rolling.
pasta maker the other day.
Oh,
we still
geez.
have it.
Yeah, and this is, you roll everything
Yeah.
just with a rolling pin. And that was cool, too, is he's kind of talking to you, like, how to roll it. And you use little tips along the way. That was
Oh, how fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
So that was,
we'll have to
that
check
was
it out.
really fun.
Yeah.
I think that's everything,
I think
right?
so. And we're right on about the
I
time
know.
schedule. So
Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'm going to learn how to tag.
And please like and subscribe, because we are looking to get our, I think, kind of get our subscribers going and up. And remember from the last video, if once we get to 50, then we're going to have what should we do? Comment? Is that what we said? We'll have a drawing, a giveaway.
We'll
do a giveaway.
True. When we get
we'll
to 50, we'll have to figure out how to do, like...
We'll put it on. We'll put it on, and then it'll be comment. So even comment now, like, you know, as we've talked about, I was thinking, what do you use for your needle storage? You know, is there good things things that work for you, maybe even things that don't, or what's on your needles right now? Because I always like to ask that when a customer's coming to the store. I'm like, what are you making with this yarn? What are you making? So I like it. So we love to hear from you. So yes, please like and subscribe.
Cool. Thank you. And we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Bye.